finished my meadow painting and I am congratulating myself because it was a very freaky thing doing that and photographing it the whole time to share with all of you. Because if it didn't work out, it was going to be bad. And I'm very relieved. So I am due for my happy dance. Last week was a crappy week with the Boulder mass shooting and all that stuff, but I'm back to trying to forget all that and go back to my routine, which is celebrating life, music, art. So you're just gonna have to imagine me dancing to the Fine Young Cannibals piece called Good Thing. It was featured in a number of movies. I think the one I saw it in was called The Tin Men with Richard Dreyfuss and Danny DeVito, which is a really funny movie, and I love that movie. Anyway, I can't use this music in the video for copyright reasons, so anyway, that's what I'm dancing to. Happy dance. Join me. Get some exercise. By the way, I'm trying to learn some of those shuffle dance steps, but I'm being a total spaz. So I'm not ready to debut anything cool and new yet. So I'm just gonna sway with the music for fun. Loosen up before meditating. Before painting. Good morning. Welcome to another episode of the Git Go. I am heading outside. It's Saturday. In the last 6 weeks, I have made 19 of these videos, and I have completed 2 large paintings. And the videos were a steep learning curve because I've never done that before, especially, trying to figure out how to do it on my iPhone. And this painting over here, which is one of the ones I finished, was also a learning curve because it's a new medium and new surfaces and new style. I also finished that one over there, the meadow painting. So basically I am pooped, and the weather is warming up, so I'm going to spend the weekend, besides cleaning my mess of a house, I am going to start working on the mess in the backyard. So I'm debating about whether to share with you my outdoor mess. as a source of entertainment for other people who have messes in their backyard, I might do it. So I'm going to give you a little idea before I go out there with this camera. I am a big gardener. I love to grow fruit trees, and I'm a crazy, obsessed lover of earth moving and landscaping on top of it. So what my two big projects are this spring is to make a greenhouse out of one half of my big shed. I've wanted a greenhouse my whole life, and I have a cold frame that houses 5 of my delicate fruit trees, 2 apricots, 2 peach, and 1 almond. And they've outgrown it. They need taller space because the sun is blocked by my house in the winter, and they need to be able to grow taller. So I'm raising the roof of that, and I'm connecting it with the big shed so that it will be a big greenhouse and connected to this cold frame. The cold frame will have greenhouse panels on the roof and windows all around that can be opened and closed. So it's just to protect the early blooming flowers so I can get fruit, peaches and apricots. Our weather is way too harsh for these, but when they are protected, you can get some decent crops. The other big structure that I need to finish is what I call the Stanley's house. It's this giant thing I made, and I'm still working on it. It's going to be wire enclosed, not greenhouse enclosed, because these trees, I have 7 trees in this structure, and they are more durable. 2 sweet cherries, 2 plum, and 3 pears. Hello, Pierre. Pierre's waiting to go outside. But the main problem with the mess outside is that I have a smaller shed. So I've emptied the smaller shed onto the porch. So all the contents of the small shed are sitting on the porch. And now I have to empty the big sheds because I'm going to take at least half the roof off the big shed, and I have all my paintings in there and a whole bunch of other stuff, and I can't let that stuff get wet. So it's just like a cyclone hit it, and I'm going to give you a quick preview, and then I have to get to work, and Pierre is waiting. Okay, here is my big shed with the cold frame attached and the 5 fruit trees. They're growing close together and being pruned in a fan shape. I'm raising the roof. As you can see, they're growing out the top. I'm going to run beams from the top apex of the shed roof all the way down to this end. It's going to start from the shed roof there, and it's going to land about there, which is 12 feet, and then I'm going to have another risers so that the whole thing will be like 4 feet taller. And then this whole part of the shed is going to be turned into a greenhouse. I have the greenhouse panels already. And here is my other big structure. This has 7 fruit trees in it. It's going to be wire enclosed. I've only got some of the wire on the bottom in the back there under that white lattice. The lattice is temporary just to keep Pierre from hopping it. And I have, see if I can get down here. As you can see, I don't know if you can see on this, but there's wire up there. This is like over 11 feet tall, so it was very interesting hanging out up there, putting the wire on. This is my Stanley plum right here, and this was what this structure is named for because Stanley is a superstar. Wonderful Italian prune plums. And then a rosy gauge plum and 2 sweet cherries and 3 pears. Never had a pear tree. Okay, there you go. Oops, I forgot to show you the colossal mess. So on my porch over there, you can see all the stuff that was in my small shed. My small shed is this way. I built these crazy fences to keep Pierre from hopping because I have neighbors who don't want him in their yard. There's my small shed, which is virtually empty at the moment. Oh my God, lots to do. Okay, see you guys later. All right, the other stuff I have to do is down here in my messy office to go along with the messy everything else in my house. I just have too many projects. I love an empty space. I like to fill up an empty space. That's why nothing ever gets cleaned, because as soon as I clean it up, then it's an empty space and then I have to fill it with something. Okay, so I'm at my computer and I really only get about 3 or 4 hours of painting in a day. And I generally work 5 days a week, kind of keep to a regular schedule. But the rest of the time is spent doing all kinds of promotion. And there's so many things to keep up with if you're a professional artist. If you don't have the extra funds to hire somebody to do all this stuff, which I would love someday. I would love to just paint 6 hours a day and leave all this to somebody else. But I have found it necessary to be a one-man band in my life, and I know a lot of other artists are probably also. So now that I finished that big meadow painting, I have already uploaded it onto my big computer, photographs of it, big raw images and good sized JPEGs, so I have good resolution. I have uploaded it to the local art consultant website, some folks I know in Denver, and everybody wants different specs. You know, I use Photoshop. You have to know how to open these images and resize them and adjust them so they have the right color, light, dark, contrast, you know, all that stuff. And then you have to make different sizes for different venues. So I upload work to Saatchi. It's an online gallery, and they have specific specs. So I have to do specific sizes for them, and they want close-up images as well. So I have to take close-up images. They even want you to take image of the painting on a wall in a room, which I used to do and I gave up because that's too much work. That would mean actually cleaning my house. I have my artwork archive, which is my database for, you know, keeping track of my work. And all of these venues have all these questions you got to answer. You know, what's the size? What's the title? What's the medium? You know, for the archive, it's like, where is this located? Is it in your studio or is it in some gallery? And what's the date you did it? And the Saatchi and the consultants or on any other galleries that you have to upload to, they want to know the style and like what type of art it is. Say, you know, impressionistic or expressionistic or abstract, and keywords like, you know, meadow or Colorado landscape or whatever. Then I'm also going to be uploading it to Instagram and Facebook for social media. So I have certain requirements for those. as well as doing this Git Go video series, which takes actually a lot of my time. That's why I'm going to once a week now instead of 3 times a week, which is insane. So I also I have my own website. So a friend of mine created my new website for me, and I don't really know how to update it yet. So updating my website has been on my list for weeks because I'm avoiding it because I don't really know what I'm doing. I knew how to update my old one, but I don't really know how to update this one, but it really needs updating. So that's a big deal. And I have to send out an e-newsletter. I have like 600 people on my email list, which I have not sent out a newsletter to in like 2 years. And so I have to get that rolling again. And that's connected with my website. There's a whole nother site and a whole nother job of requirements to figure out. It's just really complicated this day and age if you're doing it all yourself. So I'm just letting you know, if you are going to embark on a fine art career and you're doing all the promotion yourself, these are some of the things you might face. And it helps if you're good on the computer, and luckily I am. So I'm going to crack on. Lots to do.